Okay, this is a presentation on long division by Mathematically Marcia. Okay, these are the 5 steps we're going to use. We're going to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and then we will keep repeating until there's nothing left to bring down. Okay, for this example, we're going to first write it with the long division bar. So our dividend, which is the first number, goes inside the division box, and the divisor, the second number, goes outside. Okay, now we're going to go through our 5 steps. First one is to divide. Since we have a 2-digit divisor, we'll stick at the first 2 digits in our dividend. And 41 is bigger than 17, so let's go ahead and divide. 17 is close to 20. So we know 20 goes into 41 about 2 times. And then we multiply the divisor, which is 17 times 2, and we get 34. Then we subtract, you get 7. Now, let's check and make sure 7 is smaller than 17, and it is. So we're ready to continue now. Bring down the 6. Now let's divide again. 17 still close to 20. 20 will go into 76 about 3 times. So let's try 3. 17 times 3 would be 51. We subtract, and you get 25. Now notice 25 is bigger than 17. So since it's bigger, we need to back up because that means this number is too small. We didn't go in enough times. So since 2 was too small, let's try, or 3 was too small, let's try 4. So 17 times 4 would be 68. So let's subtract again. Now we get 8. Check that, 8 is smaller than 17. So we're ready to bring down the 5. And we know 4 was 68. 85 is quite a bit bigger, so let's try 5. 17 times 5 is 85. So we subtract, and we have no remainder. So 4,165 divided by 17 is 245. Okay, another example here. Our divisor this time is 64,158, and we are dividing it by 65. So we start by dividing, and we have a 2-digit divisor again, but 64 is smaller than 65. So we need to go to 3 digits in our dividend. And since 65 almost goes into 64 but not quite, let's try a 9. And so now let's take our divisor, 65, multiply it by 9, and you get 585. And we subtract, we get 6, 5, so 56. And let's check, 56 is smaller than 65, so we can bring down and continue here. Do it again. Now we need to do 65 into 565. And 65 is kind of right in between 60 and 70. 60 would go into 560 9 times, but we just did 9 and we got 585, so we know 9 is going to be too big. So let's try 8. And then 65 times 8 would be 40, and then 52, so 520. And that is definitely small enough. So let's subtract. You get 45. And 45 is smaller than 65. So we can bring down. Continue. Alright, let's divide again. Now 65 between 60 and 70. 60 would go into 45 or 450 about 7 times, and 7 would go in about 6 times. So let's try the 7 first. 65 times 7 would be 35, 45. That's 455, which is smaller. So 7 was the correct number. And then we subtract, and we have a remainder of 3. That's a remainder because I don't have anything left to bring down. So there are 2 ways we can write this answer. We can say 987, remainder 3, or we can do it as a fraction or a mixed number. 987, take your remainder, 3, put it over your divisor of 65. Okay, here's another long division. Our dividend, first number again, goes inside, so 32,768 divided by the divisor, which is 256. And our first step is to divide. Since our divisor is 3 digits, look at our first 3 digits here, that is smaller. Now we have 256, which is bigger than 200, and 200 times 2 would be 400. So we know 2 is going to be too big. So we know when we divide it's going to be 1, multiplying is going to be 256. And we subtract, and you get 71. Check it, that's definitely smaller than 256. So we can bring down and repeat. Now 256 is actually closer to 300 than 200. And 300 will go into 700 about 2 times. So let's try a 2. And let's multiply 256 times 2. And that would be 512. Subtract. We get 204. Check it. 204 is smaller than 256. It's not much smaller, but it is smaller. So we can now bring down the 8 and divide again. Now 256 again is still closer to 300, and 300 will go into 2,000 about 6 times. So let's try 6, see if that works. So 256 times 6, you get 36, 33, and that looks like that's a bit too small. So let's try a 7. And it was too small because that's quite a ways away from it. And actually, let's go ahead and try an 8. So 256 times 8 would be 48. 44, and that's the number we're actually looking for. Subtract, and you have a remainder of 0. So 32,768 divided by 256 is 128. Okay, another example here, our dividend, our first number, 795,999 divided by the divisor, which is 1,356. And we do have 4 digits, so let's check our first 4 digits, and that is smaller than 1,356. Okay, now to see how to divide, let's look at the first 2 digits. 1,300 would be close. 56 would be closer to 1,400. So we'll do 14 into the first digits over here are 80, and that would go about 5 times. So let's try 5, see if that works. So 1,356 times 5. Let's move that over a little bit. That would be 30, 28, 17, and 6. Looks like this will work. 6,780. Let's subtract. We get 9, 7, 1, 1. And let's check. That is smaller than my divisor. So we can now bring down and repeat. So now 13 go into 117 about 9 times. So let's multiply that and see if that works. 1,356 times 9, you get 54, and then 50, and 33, and 12. That's actually going to be a little bit too big. So let's try 8. Sometimes this is trial and error. Alright, so 1,356 times 8, that would be 48, 44, 28, 1,848. That is smaller. So let's subtract. We get 1, 5, 9. And double check, make sure that is smaller. And it is. So we can bring down a 9 again. And 14 will go into 95 about 7 times. And we know 8's going to be big because we just multiplied it by 8. So let's try the 7. At 42, 39, 24, 9. And it looks like that works. So 9,492. Then we subtract. Get 7, 2. So we have a remainder of 27. So 2 ways you can write this answer. We can put 587, remainder 27, or 587 and 27 over 1,356. Which this can actually be reduced because they can both be divided by 3. So that would be 9 over 452. And that is our final answer. If this video helped or you liked it, please let me know by hitting the like button below. Also share your comments, thoughts, questions, requests for future videos in the comment section below. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.